And now this. This newscast that you're watching right now is seen on many different platforms all over the world. And just in recent months, more than 1 million people have connected with us by using the Portable TV app. But now there's a particular platform that has gotten our attention of late. In fact, it's a platform that seems to be, as we say in my original language, en fuego, or on fire. This is a platform that many of you watching us in India may be familiar with because it's the brainchild of Mukesh Ambani, arguably the richest man in Asia. His platform is called Jio, J-I-O. It's so hot, Facebook just bought 10% share, while the biggest private equity companies in the world are also buying in. KKR, Vista, General Atlantic, TPG are all getting on board, as is the United Arab Emirates Fund and the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. So what's all the hoopla? Is it this show? Well, maybe we're a part of it with Portable TV, but this platform really is blowing up. Here to take us through this now is our veteran reporter and tech nerd, Ben Swan. All right, Ben, tell us a little bit about Jio. I understand that everybody and their mother out there seems to be wanting to invest or be a part of it, including Facebook.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Everybody wants a piece of this company right now, Rick, and I think a lot of it has to do with, obviously, India, a huge emerging market, especially when it comes to telecom right now, and Jio Technologies and Jio Industries is essentially leading the way in India. They have about 344 million subscribers to Jio platforms right now, which is roughly the entire population of the entire United States, as you know. And so, you know, as you mentioned, Portable TV is now a part of this. But yes, Intel just put about $250 million into it. Facebook owns a 10% stake in it right now. Nobody wants to miss out on this. And right now, Jio's pretty much leading the way right now as kind of the hottest telecom company in India.
So there are people watching us right now in India. They are familiar with the man who started the company, who is, by the way, arguably the richest man in all of Asia. And
that's right.
We're trying to get a better handle on what exactly is this platform. What would we compare it to, let's say, something that we may be used to here in the States?
So it's a little bit of everything. And I think that's, if you're watching it here in the States and you're saying, well, compare it to something, Netflix, there's a component that's similar to Netflix. Facebook, there's social media component to it. Telecom companies like Verizon, because they also provide the largest amount of 4G telecom services in India. It's a little bit of everything. It's one thing that makes Jio so huge. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the owner, as you mentioned, this guy who owns essentially, you know, he's one of the richest men in all of Asia, owns other kind of industries as well. He owns something called Reliance Industries as well. Reliance is an oil and gas company. They're about $20 billion in debt. So all of this selling off of a 20% stake in Jio is essentially in order to help cover the cost of some of those losses that have occurred because of this pandemic and the fact that there's so little travel and oil prices have fallen so low. Now,
we noticed this because suddenly this program has become very popular in India and other countries, but India in particular. Interestingly enough, in just a matter of months, we've accumulated over 1 million viewers, people who are now depending on us to bring us their news, which makes us feel pretty good. So when we heard that we are now going to be part of the Jio platform as well, it made us feel pretty good. What are we taking out of that, Ben? What does it mean? It means that we're now going to be able to reach even more people?
Well, it absolutely does. I mean, if you consider the fact, as I mentioned, Rick, that essentially the audience just for this one telecom company is as large as the entire audience of the entire United States, is pretty impressive in and of itself. But it's also important to note that Jio is kind of leading the way towards a 5G revolution in India, because remember, Huawei has been banned from being able to be a part in India of that 5G build-out, and Jio was trying to help to lead the way in that. That's part of the reason that Intel is getting in on what's happening there as well. So what you can expect is that as Jio continues to grow in India, so will the News with Rick Sanchez.
Thank you very much. Glad to be able to serve. By the way, for those of you watching at home, it's not spelled G-E-O as we would think. It's actually spelled J-I-O. For those of you watching with Spanish backgrounds, that would be heel. There you go. Ben Swan, thanks, my friend. Good stuff.